Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope everyone is having a spectacular day today. Before I get into this episode, make sure you are following me on my socials at a Tall Girls podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest so that you can stay up to date on all of the latest podcast episodes and check out some super relatable, super hilarious tall girl content. They'll all be linked below, and underneath those links, you will also see a link to leave me a review. Make sure you do that and let me know how tall you are. I'm genuinely curious. Y'all, this weather. Let me know why yesterday was 6 degrees Fahrenheit. 6 degrees Fahrenheit with a real feel of negative 13. And that was like towards the warmest part of the day. It got up to, I think, like 9 degrees. But in the morning, real feel was like negative 19. I was like, what the heck? That is next level. See, when I was complaining before, like in January, which was literally last month, when I was complaining before about how it doesn't feel like winter because it's not cold and there's no snow and yada yada yada. See, I didn't mean for Mother Nature to actually hear what I was saying and actually take it seriously and then just bring upon us, all of us in New York City, this weather, because that was atrocious. It has been a weird past couple of days with the weather because Friday, I think, so what, like 2 days ago, because I'm recording this on Sunday, 2 days ago, there was snow. It wasn't like heavy snow or anything. It was a light dusting on the ground, on the bushes. There was some snow on my car. Not enough where I had to, shovel my car out and like wipe everything down off of the car, but it was enough to say it snowed. And I was genuinely happy. I was like, yes, like, oh my gosh, snow. Like, I've been waiting for this. And then the next day was windy, that was the same day. A couple hours later, after all of the snow melted, it was extremely windy. I'm talking like tornado type windy. And it was so windy that branches started falling off of the trees, big branches onto cars and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, it was just like negative 19 degrees, and here we are today. But I think this week is supposed to be better. And I actually put on my story about the weather like the entire weekend. I put on my story the entire weekend talking about the weather, and people DM me knowing where I live. Like, based on the temperature, they knew where I was at. Like, oh my gosh, the weather was that crazy that y'all literally know where I was at. And on the low, I think I started a trend. I did a poll on my story way back when. And as you could tell, I am pretty active on the gram. So make sure you follow me at a Tall Girls podcast. But I posted a question poll thingy asking people what the weather was like, where they're at. And I got a flood of responses. And I reposted some of them. And then people just, started posting the weather ever since then. So call me a trendsetter. Everybody's posting what the weather is like at their place. Like, you can't tell me I didn't start a trend. Anyways, it's really not that deep. So let me just stop myself. Anyways, we are switching gears because I don't think you came to this podcast to listen to me talk about the weather. No, I don't think so. But hey, if you did, like, let's chat about the weather. Hit me up. We are going to do a pep talk today. We're doing a pep talk about embracing your height and wearing what you want and just being confident in what you wear, especially after the last episode with the founder and CEO of RAF, which is a tall maternity apparel brand, and talking about, giving tall mamas confidence in what they wear during and after pregnancy and, being able to accommodate for their height. We love the extra length, by the way. You should check out that episode if you haven't already, or even if you did, like, totally re-listen to it, recommend it to friends and family who may need it, because you never know. but you should definitely check it out. It's the episode right before this one. But I felt like I should just come on here and try to relate it to all tall women, because there are times where I hear girls say, oh, I wish I was shorter so I could wear this, or if I were shorter it would fit me better, or I would look better in this, yada yada yada. Yes, I eavesdrop in the dressing room. Don't judge me, okay? I'm sure some of you guys have done that. You be hearing like juicy conversations. Listen, juicy conversation, a lot of gossip goes on in the dressing room. And honestly, I'm not the only one that does that. Other people do it too. Next door, I guess you could say, in the dressing room next to me, across from me, people be having conversations on the phone that get intense. People be talking about how this one cheated on that one and yada 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 next door. Yes, you wonder why women take so long in the dressing room. Yes, we're trying on clothes, but I guarantee you half the time we're also blabbing our mouths, because what better way to gossip than in a dressing room? It gives a good amount of privacy too. Like, they limit the amount of people that could stand in there, so people aren't just like floating around in the dressing room, because there are creeps out there that look underneath the doors in the dressing room, which I think that all these dressing rooms should have floor to ceiling doors, but I'm not an architect, so I can't control that. But they do limit the amount of people that are in these dressing rooms and yada yada yada. So it's a safe space. It's a private space where you could just let it all loose, let it all go, and just talk crap about people. Why am I talking about dressing rooms? I don't know. Oh yes, I was eavesdropping. Yes, because they wanted to be shorter. Okay, but some of these girls be shorter than me, and they want to be shorter. And according to some of y'all, I'm not even that tall. Imagine that. I'm 5'10" and a half. So these girls who are 5'9", which I do consider tall, 5'8", which is pretty tall. Honestly, I don't even know what the definition of tall is. Like, I would definitely say like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" and up. Like, that's tall. But when we start getting to like 5'6", 5'5", 5'4", like I think the average height of a woman is like 5'4" or 5'5". So anything above that to me is kind of tall, but to other people, like me being tall isn't even tall. Anyways, I'm not even gonna complain about that. But imagine that, people shorter than me wishing that they were shorter. Why do you need to be shorter? You don't need to be shorter. In fact, you need to grow taller. Drink some milk, gain some inches. Come on. But on a real note, there's this saying that you are not meant to fit into your clothes. The clothes are meant to fit you. I think that's the saying. You're not meant to fit into your clothes are meant to fit you. Okay, the clothes are simply an accessory to your body, not the other way around. Your body is not the accessory to the clothes. That sounds so weird, but you feel me? You know what I mean? It's 2023, In this day and age, there are so many options out there to fit all body types, okay? Not just the talls, the petites, the plus sizes, all of them. So if one brand out there or one style out there is not working for you, as Ariana Grande once said, thank you next, because there are so many options and there's no point in wasting your time or money on something that doesn't make you feel good, on something that doesn't make you feel confident in yourself. And I don't care if it's trendy or whatever, okay? I don't even know what's trendy right now. Oh, perfect example. Brandy Melville. That used to be the thing. How many years ago? 2, 3, 4 years ago? That store itself used to be so popular. Oh my gosh, I did an essay on this, and this was in my freshman year of college. So yeah, like 2 years ago, I did a whole essay on this in English. I had so much to say about it, but more so talk about tall women rather than the fact that it's a one size fits all store. But if you don't know what Brandy Melville is this Italian store that is apparently owned by a man. So there's that, women's clothing, made by a man. So that says a lot about his brain. But it's this store that's owned by a man that is basically one size fits all. So their sizes are more so extra small and small. I think when I was rummaging around the website trying to do that essay, I think they like bumped up their sizes to a medium. Ooh, a medium. But like, what is that gonna do? But for the most part, their sizes were extra small and small, but somehow it was super trendy. Like all over social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everybody was like, yeah, Brandy Melville. And I honestly don't understand the hype about it because all of their clothing is like just basic. Everything is basic. It's like a t-shirt, a tight shirt, a pair of pants. Like you can virtually get anywhere else. You can get it from JCPenney, you can get it from Macy's, you get it from ASOS, you get it from Urban Outfitters. Like everybody's just prices are just marked differently, but you can genuinely, if you're, I guess short enough, tall enough, short enough, because I feel like I'm too tall for their clothing, but if you can fit into their clothing and it doesn't look super short on you, you can virtually get that anywhere. So I don't understand what the hype was, but I think part of the hype was that it's one size fits all and everybody wanted to fit into that size because like, ooh, like I'm an extra small and small, it's so cute, yada yada yada. It's like, I guess because not everybody could wear it, that made it popular. Because for some strange reason, how humans operate, and this is not just like gender relative to like one gender or out of all of the genders out there, but as just humans in general, the whole entire population, we're remaining gender neutral here. Ultimately, we like or we want things that we can't have. Yes, I just gotta be a real one and say that we like or we want things that we can't have. That goes for relationships, that goes for food, that goes for luxury lifestyles, cars, designer bags, all that stuff. We like things or want things that seem impossible to have. I guess it's in our nature to try to work hard and compete to get that thing. And because not everybody could fit into those clothes, people felt like, oh, like we're part in an exclusive club or an exclusive group of people that can fit into Brandy Melville. Ooh. And some people would try their best to lose weight to get into those clothes. I'm sitting here like, trust me, trust the process. Like, I hope I'm not losing you because this has a point. But Brandy Melville was a trend, but not everybody can fit into the clothes because it was an extra small and small sizing, and occasionally a medium. What? And people try to change their bodies to fit into these clothes simply because it was a trend and it was in at the time. And you were part of an exclusive group if you were able to fit into those clothes. And what I'm trying to say is that tall people cannot, they can. I'm pretty sure you can surgically make yourself shorter. I don't know if you want to spend the money to do that. But what I'm saying is, you, just like with the Brandy Melville situation, you don't need to be smaller to fit into those clothes because you could get those clothes virtually anywhere else. So as a tall woman listening to this, or a tall person listening to this, you don't need to be shorter to fit into the clothes that you want to wear. I don't care if it's a trend or if it's in style or whatever they say, like in season or stuff like that. Because following trends is literally just a money grab by all of these brands. And I don't care what anybody says. Strong emphasis on that. You don't need to be shorter. You don't need to make yourself shorter or tinier or anything to fit into a certain type of clothing or a certain brand. Okay. I read somewhere that tall girls shouldn't wear high-waisted jeans. What? Listen to me when I say this. I am obsessed with high-waisted jeans. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, it makes your legs look mad long. Well, you're not catching me in mid or low-rise jeans. So, daddy long legs it is. But think about it this way. Low-rise jeans is somehow a trend. And I am not here for it. Okay? No offense to those who wear that. Okay? But it's just not for me. And that's the whole point here. You only have your body. You live with it 24/7, 365, and occasionally 366. No one else has control over that. No one else has control over your body. You have control over what you put on your body, what you get to buy to put on your body, and you have control over how you spend your money. Okay? Be smart with it, please. And why are you letting outsiders, literally people who are outside of your body and quite frankly outside of your bubble that we call life, dictate what you can and can't wear? See, that sounds weird. That sounds a little bit weird. But why are you letting these people dictate what you wear? Why are you letting a piece of clothing, a piece of fabric that doesn't live, breathe, pay your bills, feed you, house you, all that, make you feel bad about yourself and bad about your body? Think about that for a second. It literally does nothing. The piece of fabric, the clothing, it just sits on a clothing rack. And you let something that literally does absolutely nothing but sit on a clothing rack affect your self-esteem? I just want you to think about that for a second. Your body doesn't need to change. Your mindset does. So no, you don't need to be shorter to wear whatever you want. You just need to take the time and put the effort into finding options that work for you. Because they're out there. You just need to find them. And honestly, if you're a top person, you are in the right place because I explore some of these options. I do a little bit of reviews of different places that give tall clothing for tall women, tall people in general. And I also interview guests as well, just like the one that I had last time, tall maternity apparel. So we're all in this together. We're all in this train together, and we're exploring our options because we are not having it with these clothes that literally fit us like capris and baby clothing, because that's honestly horrendous. But like I said, the whole point here is you don't have to be shorter to wear what you want. You just need to find what works for you. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to help you do that. And we're going to finesse because you deserve that. Anyways, I think I'm going to end it here. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Oh my gosh, please don't let me get copyrighted or trademarked or stuff for that. Scratch that. But thank you so much for making it to the end of this episode. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you. As always, feel free to hit me up on my socials at A Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. And just let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how the weather is where you're at, because this weather is going bonkers. But just let me know how life is for you. I am always down to start a conversation. And also, don't forget to leave me a review. Let me know how tall you are. All of the links will be down below, so it's easy for you. You could just check those out. Just one click and boom, you're at your destination. Any last words? You are awesome. You are enough. You are beautiful. And we're all in this together. Okay, let me stop now. I will catch you in the next one. Good night and goodbye.